Up at the top, there's a link that says Add New. Yep.
So what would we want to call this?
Oh, weddings,
Weddings
or something.
Just wedding below that? Okay.
I would. That's where I would probably put somebody's name in there, type thing, or something.
Oh, okay.
Potentially. Now,
Wait, doesn't this set up the template though? I can't really change that.
correct. So I would leave it blank is kind of what I was trying to say, and then
great.
you could put like Smith Wedding or
on the individual accounts.
Yeah, whatever's going on. So what happens when you start getting into elements of time? We just switched gears. We were totally in POs, and we literally said, we need to play with another plate, elements of time, calendaring, okay? And what she's doing is she's actually in the master time templates, which is kind of like, okay, how do I want this to play? Okay, so she's saying, I need this setting, I want this setting, I want this setting, go, go, go. But go ahead and pop through there. Just pretend like you're setting it up.
So we want a start date and a start time. We probably want a span, don't we?
Well, it
Would you
depends.
want
Like,
it? What would you want for a wedding though? Would you want
do
to
you
book?
book multiple weddings in a day?
It potentially could happen, right? So you might want to have something that you do from 1 to 3 during the day, and then something else from 6 to 9, let's say, or something, you know.
So I'd do both of those, Shannon. Good. I'd leave that one alone. So she's popping through like which pieces she wants. This is literally, we like to think of the master time template as the cookie cutter, not the actual cookies you'll make. Like you're going to have tons of weddings you're going to do. But what do you want the cookie cutter to look like? What do you want the wedding template to look like?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
I would say invoice quote.
because we'll bill it. And do we need a total time for that?
No, let's
Probably
go.
not, 'cause it's just one rental day.
Yeah, let's go single customer assignment.
Okay. And
And color's fine. Do you have a specific color that you'd like to use for weddings?
pink.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I would skip down for a little bit and unclick those two. We're not going to add any subs right now, but there's tons of subs that you could add to time. Like, do you need extra dates and times? Do you need extra comments? Do you need extra whatever's? Okay. I would just scroll down to the bottom and say, that sounds great.
Okay.
So now we have two different ones, the default template, which you can change and modify if you needed to, and one called weddings. And that way you could look at your calendar and say, how many weddings do I have versus how many dinner parties or whatever. They may end up being the same thing, but it's basically a way of categorizing, even color coding them to be like, oh, all my weddings are pink, all my dinner parties are blue or purple or whatever. So
Okay. Do we want to schedule a wedding? Is that what we want to do
yeah,
next,
actually,
or
let's
do
have
we
you
want
go
add
to the
something
Elements
else?
of Time homepage, and let's find a date from here.
Okay.
When did you want this? Is it this month? Is it next month? Is it a couple months out?
Let's do it next month.
Okay, so show hide search criteria button. Flip it to September. Search. Okay, I'm now looking at September's calendar, and like literally, because we're just right here, we haven't got anything. You have nothing, but it'll start building. What's the date that you're looking at?
20th of September.
20th. Perfect.
So then we can do a wedding for that day. Oh, so this just leaves it open so you can
Yep.
fill it in.
So then you'd go Smith wedding or whatever.
And what time did we want to start that wedding?
1 p.m.
All right. And the end time?
4 p.m.
Okay. Invoiced, since we are already invoicing it, or
That's okay. Like we kind of started back behind. I would just leave that right now.
Just leave it?
Yeah,
Okay.
for right this second. We don't have an invoice number yet, but you could go to the third one down on that search capability and put in Smith. Down, third one down. Right. Yeah. Okay. Here's what it is. If you know the ID number, you could literally enter it in. If you don't have the person in there, but you wanted to still just tie a person's name to it, it's a general person. It doesn't really search anything. And the third one there where she put it says, help me do a search. This is somebody that I know is already existing. Basically, another relationship is going to be created. Okay, perfect. So here's where you can record a ton of notes if you would like to as well. Did they have certain instructions or?
Let's say that they want to have sparklers when they leave or something like that.
Perfect.
These are all their things.
Sure,
It's
sure,
true.
sure. I don't doubt it.
I'm not sure how you would say that best.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's in there.
So there's definitely, so there's two little, look at the dark bars. The first dark bar says, currently working with this element of time, okay? Then the next one says, hey, just so you know, you told me to help you do a search, so here's what I came up with. So it's kind of like letting you know that your element of time was added, but it's looking to the far right link assigned to time.
Okay, perfect. And she is the one that I want to
Correct.
select at that time. So
So now, why don't you click on the little link right by the date on the right-hand side where it says monthly calendar. I just wanted to show you, scroll down a little bit. You now have a date that's been on there, and it's from 1 to 4, so you can kind of easily tell what's going on. Say you wanted to schedule another one for later that same day, okay? Shannon, click on the little time icon in the upper left-hand corner of that box. And if you scroll down, so there's what it's currently blocked in at. Why don't you go to, let's say, 7 for the next one. So just click right on 7, and then select wedding. We're just assuming, and say that this one's the Jones wedding. Okay, so it already remembered 7 because that's what you clicked on. And let's say that this one's just going to go for 2 hours. Perfect. And just go ahead and put Jones. So basically, we know Jones isn't in there, but it'll prompt us for that, okay? And then right here, go ahead and put just a fun gathering social reception, or like 2-hour reception would be awesome if you go like that long sometimes, huh? I know we still have this open cart, like we kind of totally switched modes, but I just wanted to kind of show you. Go ahead and quickly add a customer for Jones. Just put something. Now, we're just doing this for fictitious data, but if you really did this, guess what? The database holds that. So you go back and you try to be like, oh man, I need to look up Sally because they left something in the thing here. Oh, crud. In a nice place. That's going to help me.
yeah, don't follow that. It's true.
Just please make sure you actually take your time like you want it. Perfect.
I didn't.
So technically, we now have element of time number 2. We just did a second little schedule. Say somebody called on the phone while I was trying to do something. Oh yeah, cool. I'll get you, and then you can come in and we'll figure out what you want. But I've got you down for this or whatever.
So I could even go right here to the daily time slot, right?
Correct. So now if you scroll down, you'll have 2 different ones.
And then I can see what's going on all day if I'm planning for
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's everything that's going on.
Yep, absolutely. So, according to your schedule, like see how it's only out to 8 o'clock? Ideally, you would expand it. Go show height search criteria, and scroll down a little bit to the time slot view, and just expand that out to like 11. And say search. Now, if you scroll down, now you've got your 2 little bookings.
Nice.
Okay. And you actually have some settings way back in the background that you can dictate what you want your normal ranges to be, so you don't have to constantly be flipping them. You're like, you know what? We're always open till like midnight. Okay, great. From you may not be open super early in the morning, so you might want to be like from 10 till midnight. Like you can change that range in the setting. Perfect. Shannon, we need to get back to the cart. We still have a cart that's kind of sitting out in La La Land.
Yeah. So we could
We
go.
want to collect on that. That's $1,000.
Yeah, me too. Are we ready to check out, or what would we like to do with this card? Anything else we needed to accomplish before we moved on? So they just need to pay the deposit? Is that the only thing left? All right, then we can check out.
So your total is right there at the top in that top little dark bar. How much are they going to pay?
300.
And how are they paying for this?
MasterCard.
Now Shannon's just putting that CC approval as if she swiped it on a separate system, okay? And depending on your settings inside of Adilas, if you actually have merchant processing, we can actually allow you to swipe the card right there and take it clear to the next level.
Okay, are we done? We'll create the invoice. We're doing it. So we'll create the invoice. Here's our receipt. They have it a little receipt value, but we would probably want to go view.
Yeah. You can mail it to them, like you can save it as a PDF. You can do whatever you needed to do.
We could either print it and give it to
Oh yeah, but yeah, I was gonna turn this printer on, but like
Printer friendly.
yeah, this printer's not on quite yet.
But that's
Yeah, you
like
print it,
their standing, and you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is what you owe.
And it'll say it right on the bottom of it. That printer's still coming up for a second, but if,
Okay.
why don't you go File Print because that's not my default printer. Find File,
Oh, there it is.
go Print, and it's the 52, that one, the HP PhotoSmart. Hit Print. That's the one I have here at training. So basically, it'll print me out a little invoice, and they're happy. So there's your invoice total, the 1,040. And down at the bottom, it'll say, hey, you paid $300 deposit, still running, 740 or whatever. So
So in the meantime, that information goes to my accounting department.
automatically.
See what I did today.
So check this out. Shannon, why don't you press
There's your invoice.
press your home logo. She'd like to see what the accounting pieces are.
Perfect.
Let's go to the classic home page.
There's nothing.
Okay, and under System Reports, she would like to see the P&L, the income statement. Leave it for that date range, just expand it out a little bit, because right now it's kind of beyond itsy bitsy teeny. Go to like at least medium short.
Yay.
Okay, so there's furnishings, there's services, $30 from services, venues, there's $950 from venues. Like it's automatically populated into that P&L. You have your calendar that's set. It's just sitting there holding that. If we wanted to, we could even cross tie that because we now have an invoice and a piece of time. We can go cross tie those. You can actually pull them into the cart. It depends on where you start, okay? But we didn't start in that direction.
Yeah, it said found the element of time assigned to the cart, right? When we were in that element of time, because we said we wanted it to time.
Correct.
We didn't do that,
So
but
basically what you have going on is we kind of went around a lot of different directions. Once you figure out what your ideal flow is, you'll just figure that out pretty easy.